Hello, I'm at Nenthead today, and the weather forecast isn't what it said it was going to be last night. I'm still going to do my walk, but it means I'm not going to be able to talk to the camera because it's going to have to stay in its little box because it's raining intermittently. Plus I can hear a shoot going on up on the fells, so I'm not exactly sure if that's going to affect my route. But I'll show you my route in the car, and then I'll have to put the camera in its box for when I start my walk. Yeah, I'm not sure this is going to be a good idea, this. So here's Nenthead. I'm going to follow through the main mine workings in Nenthead. I'm going to follow this path along here, which goes along Old Carsburn. And then from here, I'm going to take this road across here to Wellhope Not Mine. I'm going to follow this path. There's another level mine here. I'm not sure we'll get to see that or not. And then here is the level mine that's above Ashgill Bridge. You can see from Ashgill Bridge if you go to Ashgill Falls. So I might walk up the hill to have a look at that if there's no grouse shooting preventing me. And we'll follow the path along, which takes me to just near Ashgill Bridge, which is where Ashgill Falls is. And we'll follow the road along to this bend here, and then I'm going to go to Flinty Fell Mine. Now my original plan was from Flinty Fell to go over the top of the moors to Black Moss Mine, and then go up to Green Gill Hush, and then double back slightly in order to take the path into Nenthead. And that will finish my walk, which will be about 7.5 miles. But with the grouse shooting on the moors, I'm not sure it's going to be wise to take this moor road or not. Plus the weather's not exactly the best. So I'm definitely going to go to Flinty Fell Mine. But then from there, whether I go across the moors or whether I just double back and take the road will depend on what it's like when I get there. I'll make a decision once I'm there. Because it's quite late as well, so I'm going to be running against the clock. I mean, I've got a torch in case I lose daylight hours, but if the weather's bad and I'm losing daylight, I don't really want to be on the moors. I'll take the road instead. So I was in two minds of whether to do this walk today or not. I was very tempted to go to the Cheviot instead, but the weather's not good. So, I mean, it wouldn't really be good going up the Cheviot today. So, I guess I'll put the camera in its box and we'll set off on this walk, which unfortunately is going to be set to music other than this bit, and possibly a bit at the end. But we'll see. If the sun comes out, we'll take the camera out of its box. I've decided to try something new. I've decided to try doing a voiceover. So I'll start off by walking through the Nenthead's old smelt works, and I've already done a video of the old smelt works. I'll put a link down below. It's just an old drainage tunnel by the looks of it. First stop was Small Cloth Mine. It was started in 1770, but it didn't really take off until 1787. It closed in the early 1900s, and it's famous for hosting a dinner party for the Masonic Lodge in 1901 in a large chamber known as the Ballroom Flats. As you can see, it gets dark pretty fast without a torch. I don't go very far into these mines because I haven't got the gear basically. I've not even got a hard hat on. This here is Cable Cloth middle level. The house that you can see in front of you is the old mine workshops where the miners used to stay. Now the River Nent, which runs close by, is the second worst metal polluted river in England, and the discharge from Cable Cloth level was identified as one of the most significant sources. It was started about 1750 and it was originally worked by shafts. This bit here is quite cool because you can see the rails from the tubs that the ponies used to pull. So going back into the light, you get good photo footage, I think, from just inside the mines with the daylight coming in. There's some tubs. It's an overview of the mine site. Now this is another entrance onto the cable cloth middle level. This one was opened in the 1890s, or the late 1890s at least, and it was used to work zinc. Here's another one of the shafts into the cable cloth level mine. So it was originally worked by shafts before the levels were created. Now, I'm not sure if this is supposed to be the remains of an old shaft or whether it's marking off a small collapse, but it looks like it's a shaft. Actually, the structure looked a bit like on the old Bell mine structures that Killip has. Here's another shaft. I'm not sure what this shaft's called, but it's on the 1861 map. Interestingly, Smorecloth was missing from the 1861 map. I don't know why, because it's quite old. This one I have no idea what it is. What it's called, that is. It could be another level, or it could simply be a level that's being dug for drainage purposes. But it's connected to the Smorecloth mine, I believe. It's just above the Smorecloth mine, just underneath the road. Now the building that I'm busy walking past now, that was the old compressor house for Middlecloth mine. Middlecloth mine is just behind the hill where I'm walking by now. I'm heading up towards the tops of the moors on Flinty Fell. I leave the main pathway here and to follow the Ashgill road, or Ashgill path. There isn't much of a path, to be honest. It's mostly bog. Here I've crossed over the fence because I want to check out the Wellhope not level mine. The path is on the other side of the fence. As I said, it's not much of a path. There's a nice little waterfall there. Now this is Wellhope not mine. It was originally quite a large mine. It originally had 5 levels and it had a lot of shafts as well, but I don't have a lot of information about it. The mine looks as though it's flooded. There's a lot of water that I'm walking through now. I didn't fancy climbing over that wall, and I didn't fancy upsetting the insect life that was breeding in the water there. There's another small waterfall near the mine. This water eventually dries up and forms a dry stream bed, which makes it's actually quite easy to walk through the dry stream bed. Certainly easier than trying to walk along the sides of the grass, which was quite slippery. Kept on getting lots of showers on this day. There's a spring where the water comes back from underground. And followed the spring up to the rocks, and it reveals another old level mine that's being filled in a bit, the entrance. I believe this one is East Wellhope not level. And then you can see the workings. Very similar workings when I was walking some of the other mines. I'm just looking through the streams. And there's lots of galena. That's a big lump of galena on that rock there. It was littered in it. And no video of mine would be complete without a dead something. That's a dead sheep. That old dam that I've just seen before, that formed part of an aqueduct that used to run along there. Let's just a look through the up onto Cross Fell covered in cloud. Now this old building is called Seldom Seen, and it's been, by the looks of it, it's been used by shepherds, possibly for lambing. Certainly had livestock in it. See, at least one of the chimneys is still intact. The other one's a bit collapsed. And to be honest, the ceiling looks as though it's going to give soon. I wouldn't fancy doing lambing in there. It's got lovely views. And then here I got distracted by quite a nice farm track, which took me back down to the road where I wanted to be, but it meant that I missed another possible level mine. Let's see, I'm not sure if you can pick it up, but it's a nice little track across the fields, and it's a lot easier walking than I've done so far. And then onto the road, there's a lot of nice wild flowers about, and a beautiful view of the South Tyne Valley. And so you're looking up onto Cross Fell there with the clouds. This is quite amusing. It's a nice, beautiful house here. And then the owner of the house pops out and he's wondering what I'm doing. And as I'm busy walking off, he's wondering, has he left his camera? Is he coming back for his camera? What's he doing? The coast to coast cycle lane passes close by here, Garrygill to Nenthead. This is the old site of Whitesike mine. Between 1848 and 1882, it produced 7,322 tonnes of lead with a 7 ounce of silver per tonne. So I'm busy having a scrat around the slag heap here. It's called fossicking when you look through old mine scraps. I'm not a geologist, but I've got a feeling that the crystals on some of these rocks is sphalerite, which is zinc ore. It's the proper name for zinc ore, sphalerite, while galena is the proper name for lead ore. It's like a black sparkly crystal. So it's difficult to tell whether it is or not, to be honest. That's probably a better example of what I was looking for. It comes in bigger crystals as well. And here's another shaft. I'm not quite sure if this one's connected with Whitesike mine or Flinty Fell mine. It's quite a deep shaft. And I'm certainly still in the vicinity of Whitesike mine, but there are two neighbouring mines. This is the approach to the level, the main level of Whitesike mine. See the old rail there from the tubs. It's been recently explored because whoever was in recently left a lot of their litter in the entrance. That there is Flinty Fell mine. I didn't go across the stream to get to it because it was a bit difficult to get to. And now the path that I'm busy walking on now used to be an old tramway connecting the two mines together. And there's mine workings all the way up the stream. There's more levels and there's more shafts as well. Apparently there used to be an old water wheel around here somewhere. I couldn't quite locate exactly where it was. This is the old mine shop where the miners stayed. It was a 2-level mine shop. What would happen is that the miners would be on contract and they would come and stay in the mine shop while I worked the mine, and then it was like kind of prospecting. They paid the mine owners in order to prospect the mine. I mean, I'm not sure if this is another level or whether it's just a drainage from the mine. It was quite deep water, so I couldn't get into it properly. And some more waterfalls a bit further up the stream. Eventually I couldn't go any further up the stream without crossing the banks, and I didn't really fancy doing that because it was the opposite direction to where I wanted to be. And then here on to Alston Moor. There is no path really. There's a path on the map, but it doesn't exist on the ground. I had to circumvent a bog in order to get to this sty place. Very nearly missed it. On the other side of this gate, it's a little bit clearer, the path, but as you can see, it's not that much clearer. I mean, the signs on the posts when you come across the posts, like this one here, but the posts are on either sides of the fields. There's nothing in between to indicate where the path should be. And here I just completely lost the path. I had no idea where it was. Eventually I came to an old track that led me to the road, so I just took the old track and then went onto the road with a nice view of Nenthead. And that ends my walk. Thank you for joining me on it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this works out with the extra mic. Please comment, subscribe, like. Bye.